There's a particular vulnerability that affects consumers when they venture beyond their familiar food cultures. When you're buying ethnic foods without deep knowledge of how those products should look, smell, and taste, you lose your ability to assess quality and safety. This creates opportunities for both honest mistakes and deliberate fraud. Think about your own cultural food knowledge. If you grew up eating a particular cuisine, you know instantly when something is off. The kimchi smells wrong. The salami has the wrong texture. The olive oil tastes rancid. These are learned skills built from thousands of exposures. But when you're buying Thai fish sauce for the first time, or Nigerian egusi, or Persian tahini, you have no reference points. You're trusting blindly. Food sellers understand this information asymmetry. Most are honest, but some exploit it. They can sell you nearly expired products because you don't know how fresh versions should taste. They can offer inferior grades as premium because you can't tell the difference. They can even sell contaminated products, and you'll assume any off characteristics are just authentic ethnic flavors you're not familiar with. The specific risks vary by product category. Asian preserved vegetables sometimes have botulism risk if fermentation was done improperly. The anaerobic, low-acid environment is perfect for Clostridium botulinum if pH isn't controlled correctly. Middle Eastern tahini can harbor salmonella, and imported spices have surprisingly high contamination rates. Latin American fresh cheeses, especially soft varieties, often contain listeria. African smoked fish sometimes has parasite risks if smoking temperature was inadequate. Some traditional preservation methods are microbiologically sound. Millennia of cultural knowledge refined safe techniques. Others work in their traditional context, but fail when commercialized or when shortcuts are taken. Fermentation is safe when specific beneficial bacteria dominate and create protective conditions. But if pathogenic bacteria establish first, or if containers aren't properly cleaned, you get contamination instead of preservation. Here's what responsible consumers should do. Before buying unfamiliar ethnic foods, educate yourself about authentic characteristics. Find reliable resources, cookbooks from respected authors, cultural organizations, trusted food bloggers from that culture. Learn what fresh, properly made versions should be like. This gives you a baseline for evaluation. Build relationships with trustworthy ethnic market vendors. The good ones take pride in their products and their cultural food knowledge. They'll guide you toward quality items and away from questionable ones. They have reputational stakes in their community. Ask questions. Show genuine interest. This isn't just about safety, it's about cultural respect and learning. Understand which traditional preservation methods are safe and which require caution. Salt preservation, when salt levels are adequate, is generally safe. Sugar preservation similarly. Vinegar pickling creates hostile environments for pathogens. Smoking and drying work if done thoroughly. But fermentation requires knowledge, and not all commercial producers have it. I want to be very clear about something. This isn't about ethnic foods being inherently dangerous. That's a xenophobic stereotype that's both false and harmful. Traditional foods from every culture, when properly prepared, are safe. The risk comes from information asymmetry, from products being made or sold by people who don't understand proper techniques, or from your inability as a consumer to distinguish quality from problems. There's also a class dimension here. Ethnic markets serving immigrant communities often operate on thin margins in low-income areas. Regulatory inspection may be less frequent. Vendors might be navigating unfamiliar food safety regulations while trying to serve traditional foods. This creates vulnerabilities, but the solution is better support and education, not avoiding ethnic foods. Approach ethnic food shopping with cultural humility. You're learning about food traditions that predate modern food safety science, but embody centuries of practical wisdom. Respect that knowledge while also applying critical thinking about storage conditions, product dating, and vendor reliability.